Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be comparing the all-new Samsung Galaxy Watch 5 here to its own sibling, the all-new Samsung Galaxy Watch 5 Pro. Let's go ahead and jump in. Now, I want to start off by saying that these two may look very different to the naked eye, but trust me when I say this, they share tons of similarities. This video actually should not be too long because I counted maybe three or four main differences, and maybe we should start off with those differences, right? So let's start off with the differences. Price would be the first difference, right? This guy here, the Samsung Galaxy Watch 5 Pro here, will run you $450. I should say a whopping $450. And believe it or not, that's actually well priced for what it's supposed to be. The Galaxy Watch 5, on the other hand, will run you anywhere from as low as $280 to as high as $310. Now, with that being said, your next question would be then, well, you're saying that those two watches are the same. Why would I then be paying $450 for the Watch 5 Pro when I could simply buy the other one you claim is the same for $280? Now, let's go ahead and break that down. And before we break that down, let's talk about those differences like I promised. The first difference will be that price, like I just went over. The second difference will be just the physical appearance, as you can see here, right? They look very, very different. The third difference is going to be the battery. As you would imagine, this big boy here has a big battery and it lasts forever. Smaller one, smaller battery, doesn't last as much as this one. And the fourth difference that I would say, it's a difference, but it's not really a difference. It's the track back feature. So with this guy here, with the Samsung Galaxy Watch 5 Pro, I should say, when you slap it on your wrist and you go for a run, you have an option there where you can pretty much, if you get lost, let's say, you could pretty much just kick off that feature and it will help you track, backtrack pretty much. So follow your track back to where you started your run. The Galaxy Watch 5 does not have such a feature, but you can actually download an app that does the same thing. So it's a difference, but you can actually eliminate that difference. So those are pretty much the main differences there. Those four. That's it. The video should stop here. But why don't we just make this a little bit more fun and talk about the similarities, right? Everything else. Yep, now the video is done. Obviously, the user experience is going to be different, right? Because you have this big boy here, the bezel that pops up, and even though it's not the successor to the Samsung Galaxy Watch 4 Classic that I'm wearing here, it's built to kind of give you that feel, right? You have something here, instead of rotating bezel like you had here, you do have, well, instead of a physical rotating bezel that you have here, you have a digital rotating bezel that functions the same way as the one on the Galaxy Watch 4 Classic. You could do the same here, but you don't have that rise on the bezel. You can still rotate and be able to go through stuff, but you don't have that rise. So your finger's always gonna slide off of it because it's a flatter design that you have here. And you also have to keep in mind that because it's a flatter design, the display is pretty much open to getting hit. And funny story is, with my Samsung Galaxy Watch 5 Pro here, I actually hit my arm against something. I don't know what, but I see that the top part of it is chipped off. So with the Samsung Galaxy Watch 5, you don't have that level of protection. It's also thicker than the Watch 5 because, as I mentioned earlier, you have a gigantic battery and that thing will last a long time, right? Initially, when I was just doing moderate usage of that battery, I was seeing about 4 days of battery life. Now that I started becoming a lot more active, I'm seeing about 2.5 to 3 days of battery life. That means going to bed with the watch and, keeping it on and charging it whenever it's down, and also staying active. So I'm saying a little bit over 2.5 days, or let's just say 3 days, right? Whereas on the Samsung Galaxy Watch 5 here, I'm seeing about a day. A little bit over a day, I should say. This is me going to bed wearing the watch and also staying active, right? So you're looking at, this is pretty much something that you're going to be charging on the daily basis. But anyway, everything else is going to remain the same, right? Anywhere from the processor to the speed to the resolution here, 450 by 450 pixels, right? So pretty dense, right? PPI there. The quality of the image is pretty good. It's a Super AMOLED display. On both, you have 16 gigs of internal storage, 1.5 gigs of RAM. Again, same specs, literally, all the way down to even the size of the display. The Galaxy Watch 5 Pro here looks massive compared to the regular Galaxy Watch 5, but it's the same size. Obviously, you have the raised edge right there, and it makes the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro here appear to be much larger than this, but it's the same size, same specs, same resolution, same internal storage, same RAM, same sensors, EKGs, temperature, all of that. Everything is the same. By the way, this one here is the 44 millimeters, right? So $280 would be to buy the smaller one. This is the larger one. This one only comes in 45 millimeters. So you get the 45 millimeters, that's the only size that's here, and you get 44, you get the same display size, right? The good thing about the Galaxy Watch 5 here is that you kind of have the opportunity to choose which one you like different colors, different sizes. This one, you only get the black and the silver one. That's pretty much it. So zero flexibility there. Now, looping back to the battery size. So here you have a 590 milliamp in terms of battery size, and here you have 410. That would explain, of course, why this can see up to 4 days. With regular use, you should be able to see 4 days with this one. And if you were to use battery, if you had battery saving on, you could definitely go past the 4 days. Whereas here with regular use, you should be seeing about a day and a half, which is about what you should be expecting from most smart watches. With the Apple Watch, I was seeing about a day, if that. You know, there were some days I had to actually charge before the end of the day, but that's pretty typical for this, because that's made not for the super active people. This is just for regular people, if you want to call that. So just for the layman, right? You want a smartwatch that when you work out, when you walk, you know, it tracks your steps, it tracks your workout, it, you know, makes sure that your vitals are where they're supposed to be. Whereas the Samsung Galaxy Watch 5 Pro here is made for a completely different public, right? So even though I'm comparing these two, they are really not in the same category, right? This guy here is made for the hyperactive, right? People who go mountain climbing, long hikes, or run those crazy marathons. This is for those people. This is made to compete with watches made by Garmin, right? So Garmin makes watches for that specific crowd, the hyperactive crowd. But that doesn't mean that you can just buy. I mean, I don't climb mountains, but I have this, and this is actually my main watch. Even though I'm wearing this one, this is the one that I wear the most. So this is made for a completely different public. And the reason I was saying $450 is actually a pretty good price for what you get here, because it's not made to compete against watches that cost $200 or $300. This is made to compete against watches that cost $800, $900, $1,000. It is made with those watches in mind. It's made because it's going to compete against those. And I'm thinking, as a first timer, Samsung did a pretty darn good job, you know, with this guy here. Given the battery, for sure, the battery, the things that you can do, and of course, all of these crazy sensors that they added, they're constantly innovating. That's one of the things that I truly enjoy about Samsung products, right? So I just like that they try different things. So it's going to come down to this if you are in the market for either one of these two. What are you looking for, right? Because you may be in a situation where you may be better off just picking up a Samsung Galaxy Watch 4 Classic here. This is still a pretty nice watch. Let's assume that you are trying to buy one of the 5 series, right? What are you looking for? You are likely going to fall in the category of people, assuming you want to be practical, you would have to go with this one. Again, if you just want to buy this, go for it, by all means. So if you are just an average person, just looking for a watch that, you know, you'll be able to track your vitals, track your workouts, track your steps, all of that good stuff. It gives you so much. And then of course, most importantly, track your sleep, right? You want to maybe readjust your sleeping habits. You can track all of that using the Galaxy Watch 5. Now, on the other hand, if you are someone who is hyperactive, or you go for long hikes, you participate in marathons, all of that stuff, then of course you should go for this guy. Or if you are currently considering buying a Garmin watch and you feel like it's too expensive, then you should go ahead and consider this guy. Plus, it will mesh pretty well with Android phones. Assuming you have a Samsung phone, it will play very, very well with your phone. But that's just my take. I want to hear from you. Are you in the market for either one of these two watches? If so, what are some of the things that you're looking for? I would like to get that discussion going down in the comment section. I'm going to catch you in that comment section. I will make sure to put the links in the description that will lead you to some of the deals that are currently available on these two. So make sure to check out those links. Even if you're not ready to buy and you're just trying to get an idea of how much it costs or what types of deals are out there, make sure to click on the link to get there. So I'm going to catch you in the comment section. I am also going to catch you in the next video. Make sure to like, share if you know anyone who is in the market for this. If you haven't done so already, of course, make sure to subscribe. I'm going to catch you in the comment section. I'm also going to catch you in the next video. As always, up until that next video, stay safe out there.